the Talking Leeds podcast, match reaction with Arron Marshall and Gerry McNamee.
Hello and welcome to Talking Leeds match reaction with myself, Mr. Arron Marshall, and as always, Mr. Gerry McNamee, reflecting on a win for Leeds in the FA Cup. Derby County 1, Leeds United 3. I was watching it on TNT, but Mr. McNamee was there at Pride Park. Hello, Gerry. We're through to the next round against Birmingham, which was drawn.
Yeah, it was so close to Macclesfield away, which I really wanted. We were the last four teams, and then you think, let's give us a home draw. But that stat you give me just before we come on, I'll let you share because it's your stat.
Eight home games in the FA Cup in 25 years. It's remarkable. It's incredible. We just don't do home ties in the FA Cup.
Yeah, but incredibly, since we last won the FA Cup 54 years ago, we've only lost 54 games, which is an incredible record. Yeah, it really is. It's usually early.
It's a strange stat, though, isn't it, that, Gerry? That we just don't. Whatever the balls must be magnetic or something. They just don't. It just doesn't happen for us.
If you ever did probability in maths at school, I mean, even tossing coins and everything, the odds on that are massive. 8 and 20. It is ridiculous, but it is what it is. And I think, at this point, Birmingham away is, but it's winnable. And although Birmingham's not been a happy hunting ground for us recently, I think last time we went down there was early season under Fark, and we had I think we had two goalkeepers on the bench and a really threadbare squad. And a couple of times we've been there, lost 1-0, and it's always been poor. So, but I think Birmingham are a team that have struggled a bit more than they expected. They thought, I think they would go right through with the money they have in Tom Brady and all that sort of stuff. But I think it's winnable, and why not have a cup run? Really. I'm glad we avoided a away trip to Arsenal. When I saw that coming out, I thought, here we go. This is our biannual trip to the Emirates, or Man City or Newcastle or Villa. So they all those. So we're in with a chance. But yesterday, it was. I was tense at times, but class told in the end, and we ran out comfortable in the end. But it was one of those. We emptied the bench, which I think we said, but it wasn't a under 21 team. It was players who weren't getting regular places, but experienced players, and. You think, this team should be good enough. I mean, the thing about Derby, I didn't feel safe at Derby. It's nothing to do with the fans. I sent you a picture. I posted on social media as well. We are standing at the back of one section, and behind us was a 10-foot drop to the stairs. And you think, how does this get past health and safety? And I was talking to somebody, a steward that I know, and he said, some of the grounds you wouldn't believe how they get safety certificates. So Derby County, somebody should look into that, because it wasn't safe. But anyway, that aside, good atmosphere, even though Derby couldn't sell all the seats. There was a lot of to and fro. All the classics. There was even a song about Ciaz and, the back four of Barkley Ayling, that song. Lots of the old stuff coming out. But you look at the team and the players come in, Darlow in goals, and it was hard to work out what we playing a back four or back five. But I think it was Ampadu was sorted, but in the back three with Barnow and Bijol, and then you had, I suppose you could say Okafor or Willie on the wing, and Jack Harrison on the other wing, and you had Tanaka, Gruev, and then up front Pirro and Nemecha. Have I missed anybody out there?
No, you got them all there in one.
And it was a slow start, and we were a bit clunky because we looked like a team that hadn't played together. And you just thought it's going to be one of those days. But I mean, Derby looked championshipy. A little bit of possession. We were challenging, and I think Pirro had a chance which hit the post.
Yeah.
Then we had the penalty, clear penalty, and he missed it. And you thought, I did turn around and someone says, "You watch, they're going to score." And the old South American bandit himself, Brereton Diaz, put it away.
Brereton Diaz. You forget about him. That he's still hanging around in the Championship.
Yeah, he's a Championship player. He'll score goals. I mean, they still got Forsyth in the team. He was there in the 70s. I'm sure he was. Yeah, he's still there. The rest of them, Brewster was on the bench who was the big star for Sheffield United, but there wasn't anybody really that you recognised. But you thought, it was sort of sloppy defending, and Arlo have done better. I suppose they came out from a group, and not gonna hang that one on them. And you thought, here we go. But we were starting to make inroads, and the likes of Tanaka started running the game. Have to say, Jack, you just need to go. It's sad to see, but every corner didn't beat the first man hardly. Every cross beat everybody, and I think it's the worst crosses with anybody getting hits. Hitting anybody. The last was 10, yesterday was 14, and the previous one was Jack Harrison. And a couple of tackles, a couple of balls he tried. It's not good, and I don't even need to part company. It wasn't great. But so the rest of the team, Willie was excellent.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Arrow, even though he missed the penalty, he was involved in the goal. He dummy. Great finish by Willie, and then Tanaka is in there, and all of a sudden 2-1. And you think about it, Darlow didn't really have a say, but it was always tense when it was 2-1. And then the goal to finish, great team goal again. Good to see Longstaff back in, and Nemecha runs, and we could see Justin taking off, and perfectly delivered ball from the Bielsa days. And great finish. And Justin is a really good player. We've said this before. Premiership quality. Hit the post the other night. And all in all, we brought on a couple of late subs. Stack and Brendy come on. I thought Sam Byron, great to see him. A couple of crunching tackles that in the short spell he was on. I'm thinking, who else did we bring on? Barnow went off at halftime.
Longstaff was on.
Of course, Barnow went off at halftime. I thought he got caught a couple of times for pace, but Justin came on. So all in all, 3-1 at Derby. Great banter with the fans. It was a bit chilly, bit of snow down there still, and nobody tried to rip me off for a program this time. That was good. I had my big coat on me, my woolly hat. And we even got digs in about Frank Lampard and everything else. So it was a good day. So we're in the fourth round of the cup, and why not? I thought we said we didn't care about this one, but when I got there, I thought we can't lose to this lot. We just can't. No. So there we go.
No, absolutely. Carl says, evening both. I think any team who takes Jack offers will want compensation. His decline from 5 years ago is huge. Yeah, he's really has, hasn't he, Jack Harrison? Yeah. I just can't see where he'll go. I really can't. I just don't know who will take him.
No, it's not his fault he's on a big contract. We've said this before, but he's not. I mean, that was a chance yesterday, and I've seen that crossing 2 years ago. It's just he can't get across decent cross, and he had so many chances. So but that's the downside. But everything else positive, and players come in who we realised we got a decent squad. Decent depth. We need more, obviously, but and the big question now is, does Darlow stay in?
I like Darlow, Gerry. I really do. I just think
he's better.
More solid, isn't he? His footwork, his distribution, and he commands the area a little bit more. You can see him. He's not afraid to come out and collect a corner. Whereas Perry will just, squander on his whole line. It's just, I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? He hasn't really done anything wrong, Darlow, has he?
No.
But it's a tough one. TLG, aka WYG. WYRG, what a great name. Hey lads, felt Nemecha played well against Sam. Do you know Nemecha though, Gerry? He always just puts in a shift anytime he's put that white shot on. He just puts in a good solid shift, doesn't he?
He's a big old unit. That TLGAK, that's That'd be a great Scrabble score, wouldn't it? All that. Yeah.
It would.
Yeah, he did. I mean, that run and cross was brilliant. He works hard, and he won the penalty as well. It took a while for everything to gel together, just to click. Because as I say, that team hadn't played before, but a few players. Willie puts his hand up and says, "Yeah, I should be in this team possibly." And when you look at how we've been playing, it's hard to drop players and everything else. I would say good to see Longstaff back as well. That's a bonus. He'll have to fight for his place. So it all comes out positive, and we realize. I think we realize the championship is a real level below, and I think it's worse than last year. And I think you look at the league itself, and not that it's any concern of ours, but it isn't great. And I think when we should go into the Birmingham game with all confidence. But it's the cup, and look at Macclesfield. What a story that was. That is absolutely the soul of football was saved by that Premier League. All the
cup holders. They're saying it's the greatest upset ever, which takes away the likes of Histon and Crawley and all that, Hereford or whoever.
Winners. The cup winners. Our friend there, TLG's put in what it means. Yeah, that's fair enough.
There we go. Okay, Clive's a regular of the show. Fair play to you. Yeah, the Leeds gamer. There you go. We'll give you a shout out. Birmingham City away in the cup, says David. I think, Gerry, we've got to be positive of that, because Birmingham, I'm just looking at the championship table now. Birmingham are 14th in the league. They ain't going up, they ain't going down. They're just going to be a mid-table championship. Obviously, they've got the finances as well. I think we said I've heard, and you mentioned it earlier, that they were hoping to be in that top 6 in the championship.
They did. They had the American money behind them. The last time we were there was the day that Tom Brady turned up, and it was all the razzmatazz around that. But their manager, he's a couple of defeats away from probably getting replaced. But which would be ironic, because I think was the last time we played Birmingham, or was it the time before Wayne Rooney got the sack? I'm not quite sure. I could have got the timings wrong. But this weekend football was great as well. Yesterday was no VAR. You thought we scored, and you're looking around, you think, oh, it's cool. Nothing can change this now. Same with the penalty. And you can even watch in that Macclesfield game, you think that the header would have been mulled over. Did he push him? Was the second one offside? And I think there was a couple of decisions over the weekend that might have been out. But you just think, okay, that's fair enough. Just leave it at that.
Does VAR kick back in the later rounds of the cup?
In the 5th round, apparently. And I think only in the Premier Leagues will you have the automated offside.
Right.
But they should just leave it out altogether. It's not really fair you have it in some and not other. I think they should just leave it.
Scrap it. We don't need it. And listen, it doesn't matter for us. We'll never use the VAR because we're always away from home. So it doesn't matter for us. We're always away. But looking at some of the results from the FA Cup, no real shockers, really. Obviously,
Mansfield beating Sheffield. That was funny.
That was, Wrexham beat Forest as well.
Yeah, I wanted Wrexham as well. Wrexham away would have been fun. Forest on another level. I mean, their fans weren't happy. And I think they gave it to them at half-time, and that was their sort of second string. Even players like McAtee, who was one we were after, and apparently they were dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Penalty shootouts, and Newcastle did a late one, and Man City got 10. I do like a good thrashing sometimes, when a big team. I don't know. What I liked was the Exeter score when it was made it 9-1, grabbed the ball and ran back to the centre circle as if. So I like that. I like that. But it's a good story. I mean, the Macclesfield story as well. Liquidated, reformed in the 9th tier. Made the way back. They got the Robbie Savage thing. The owner who bought it after a 3-day bender. The tragedy of losing one of their players 3 or 4 weeks ago in a car crash. It all adds to it. But they were superb. They really were. And Palace were poor. But that's what we like. That's as long as it's somebody else, because that could easily have been us.
It could, and I wanted to avoid it because that 4G pitch, I think it's they're buggers. I've played on 4G pitches before.
Yeah.
My God, when that ball's pinging around, it's hard.
The worst thing is when you get your boots out after playing, the floor is covered in little black balls.
Yes, nightmare when you five aside. But yeah, listen, we're through to the next round. We can't complain too much. It was job done. On to Birmingham. We've got a real opportunity now to get to the fifth round. Last time Leeds were the fifth round
was against Fulham.
Fulham?
We beat Accrington and we went out to Fulham, I think, 2-0, didn't we? Palini, if I remember, scored a crack. And was it Manor Solomon scored, I think, as well? I'm sure he did that night. Yeah. And we got to the fifth round against Watford a few years ago. Scott Wootton scored an OG. And I think the sixth round would be Sheffield United 2003.
Yeah. So we do that.
I think we played Liverpool. I could be wrong on this, in the early 2000s. Semi-final 87, 77. And we got to 3 finals in 4 years when I was a kid and never been since. So maybe when we're all there at Wembley singing "Abide with Me," we'll be full. But it's semi-final at Wembley spoils it, really. That has to be the pinnacle, but they have to pay for it, don't they? So that's what they're at.
And then looking at the round 4 draw, no other than Maxwell, got Brentford. There's no real. There are a lot of championship ties come out, haven't there?
Villa got Newcastle, Man City got Salford or Swindon, and while the 1-10 won last yesterday, they beat Salford 8-0 last year. Arsenal and Wigan. My mate's a Wigan fan. He said he was hoping for Wigan at Elland Road because they always win there. I thought, I have to give you the last 2 times.
Yeah, but no real standout ties. A bit of a boring draw, if I'm being honest.
Well, it'll be spread out over 5 days, and we'll have to listen to loads of rubbish spoken about it and bad pundits. And I don't know if anybody was watching the goal thing on TNT, but just shouting over each other. We got 3. They had. Was it Martin Keown and that woman, I don't know who she is, and somebody else, and they're all talking over each other. And Bants. I hate Bants. Smithy and Brownie, and I hate all that.
Speaking of TNT, though, there was only 2 games on terrestrial TV. The Magic of the Cup. There was only 2. There was none on TV. Nobody sees it now. The FA should really hang their heads in shame, and that's no reason. There's no reason why people have those dodgy sticks.
Apparently so. Yeah, apparently people do, and the day they allowed Man United not to compete that year when they were in the World Club, that sort of killed. And replays, I remember 3rd, 4th replays. I know maybe they're not that practical, but they were great. Tamworth last year was the one that annoyed me because they, after extra time. They drew 0-0 with Spurs, and that would have meant a replay at Tottenham, which would have set them up for years. But extra time, and they missed out on millions. Burton Albion and Exeter got promotion out of non-league on the back of away games at Old Trafford. So that's what it should be. But we're football clubs in the lower, they're an inconvenience. With League Cups and the Champions League, European League, which has come in the back door. And why 2 legs in the League Cup? If all these games, 2 legs in the League Cup semi-final, I never get that.
I was reading on Twitter before we come on. The EFL is going to start the League Cup on a weekend next season.
Well, they'll probably just go. Why don't they just go to penalties in every game and just save them that?
Gary says, "Do you think Tanaka is happy, Gerry? Didn't look like it yesterday."
I don't know. Well, I couldn't tell from where I was standing. He looked okay. I don't know. I'm sure he is. Maybe he just had a bad day. I don't know. I hope so. Because he is a talent, and he ran that game. But it's a squad game, and players are in and out. And I think he's starting to be more in than out at the moment. So hopefully not. If someone wants to buy him 60 million, please. That's what he's worth. But he's not going anywhere. The transfer window is very slow at the moment, isn't it? It's very slow. I mean, Semenya is the only big one, and what do you call him? The guy
Conor Dudar's off on the move, isn't it, from Atletico Madrid. Conor Gallagher. Is it Conor Gallagher?
Yeah, he was Bielsa wanted him. And of
Mm.
course, Real Madrid have sacked the manager tonight.
Yeah, you turned it down.
Yeah, I've turned it down, and I think if you're Arne Slot, you're looking and think, "Oh no." Yeah. But apparently, he doesn't want to go to Man United because he doesn't want to go to a mid-table team.
No,
they're hilarious, isn't it? The stat for this is the lowest amount of games they'll ever play. 40 games in the season, 38 in the league, 2 cup ties.
Get the violin out. The violin out.
Grimsby have gone further in both competitions than Man United. Yeah. Yeah. As somebody said, if I get this right, because Grimsby and Brighton beat them, the trawler, the seagulls follow the trawler, because Grimsby's I thought that was very clever, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Yeah.
It's
West Ham have signed 2 strikers, 50 million. That's panic, because if they go down, they
have to pay it. But listen, we can worry about that. But listen, the main thing is for us, Jerry, we're in the next round. We've got Birmingham away. We might get a good allocation for that. That might be a good one. And a good opportunity to get into the 5th round for the first time in a long time. Potentially further if we get the good luck of the draw. But we can't complain.
We'll be away at the Emirates in the 5th. Yeah, we know that.
We'll get pasted in the next round, won't we?
Well, the most important thing now is Fulham.
Yeah, Fulham on Saturday is massive, isn't it? So we can look forward to that.
They're Fulham a form team at the moment. They've won a couple of games. It looked like they were in catching distance, and all of a sudden 2 or 3 wins, and Harry Wilson banging them in. Where it could have been us. Virtually seems to be fully fit squad. I suppose bar now there's a doubt on Dan James is still coming back, but I'd imagine we'll revert to the same team. Well, 2 players I didn't mention yesterday I thought were just head and shoulder, Bijol and Ampadu. I thought Bijol was just superb. He just controlled everything. Cool, calm, collected. But we'll be back to the team. I suppose depending on midfield, it'll be Stack, Ampadu. I don't expect Longstaff will come straight in. No. And it'll be Calvert-Lewin and little Brendan. Who would have thought little Brendan and Goodmanson? And so they've all had a good rest now, and that's we'll be up for that. Good atmosphere. 3:00 kick. We've got next 2 home games are 3:00 kickoffs.
Unheard of. It's unheard of.
Well, probably the last 2, and in between Monday night at Everton. So 6 points out of 9, I'll take that. The Arsenal game will be tough, but I think definitely take 4 points. As long as West Ham don't get any more than us, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
I think they've got Spurs.
Thomas Frank's under pressure, though, isn't it?
Manager sacked Derby. Yeah.
Frank's under pressure.
And Nuno. So
they are. So that it's going to be an interesting.
Let's hope he's not under pressure. I like Thomas Frank. I used to not like him, but I've seen him when he's a pundit, and I've heard people talk about him. He seems a decent sort of guy. But Tottenham is a poison chalice. We'll see. But let's hope he turns the tables this weekend. Forest have Arsenal this weekend.
Yeah, they do.
So,
they do.
Dyche, would the big man sack another manager, the fat controller? Who knows?
I don't know. Who have they got?
I shouldn't fat shame him, but he is a big lad.
He is. He's a big guy. I think they're in Europe after Arsenal, aren't they? They've got background
for a lot of games.
Yeah, I think we play them in February, don't we?
Forest. Friday the 6th. Yeah. On an all-day event for that one, so it could be a messy day. That one.
Yeah.
I might have to watch it. Watch the game the next day to give you some analysis. Yeah.
Right. Well, Jimmy, all in all, we're quite happy, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm going to get back to the Night Manager. I've started watching that. It's okay.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, I'm watching the first series. I've watched Your Friends or Your Neighbours and Friends with John Hamm. That was very good on Apple. And just catching up on football. Generally,
Thinking fast, isn't it? It's going all.
It's flying. The weeks are flying. I don't know where they're going. So I'm glad there's no midweek trip because I was tired last week. That Newcastle trip was a long one. And we've got a couple more left this season, but let's hope it finishes off at Wembley.
Absolutely. Right. Cheers, Gerry. We'll see you Sunday for a review of Fulham. Hopefully we can talk about 3 points. Yeah.
Hope to see you all there.
Cheers, guys. We'll see you on the next one.